I'm sorry, I'm thinking Ben.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah. Luke did a great job taking over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you think of the
It's cranking.
creator RFP?
Just on this.
I think they're great. I haven't freaking, I see them all, but I haven't freaking.
And build just in politics. So.
It's just our YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'll mute us.
I don't want that, yeah.
We are live.
Like, great. All righty, I'd like to call to order the public hearing for 196 Rich Street, GF LLC in the city of Glens Falls, county of Warren. Ally, please introduce anybody online.
There's no one online.
Chuck, I'd like you to introduce those in person.
I'll introduce the applicants, Dan and Adam Schneider, and their attorney, John Lapper.
Great. And then if we can, read the notice for the meeting, Ally.
Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Article 18-A of the New York State General Municipal Law will be held by the counties of Warren and Washington Industrial Development Agency on the 18th of May, 2026 at 12:00 p.m. local time at the office of Fitzgerald Morris Baker Burke PC, 68 Warren Street, Glens Falls, New York, 12801. The public hearing may also be live streamed on YouTube under Warren Washington IDA or available via Zoom. 196 Ridge Street, GF LLC, a limited liability company established pursuant to the laws of the state of New York, having an address of 1555 Route 9, Fort Edward, New York, 12828, has requested that the agency provide financial assistance in the form of real property tax abatement, a mortgage recording tax abatement, and a sales tax abatement regarding a certain housing project to consist of the acquisition by the agency of a leasehold interest in certain real property located at 196 Ridge Street in the city of Glens Falls, County of Warren, New York, and being known as tax map parcel number 302.16-16-1, consisting of approximately 1.14 plus or minus acres. The planning, design, construction, renovation, operation, and maintenance by the company of approximately 18,590 plus or minus square foot residential facility consisting of 12 housing units that include 6 3-bedroom townhomes, 4 2-bedroom apartments, and 2 1-bedroom apartments. The acquisition of an installation in and around the land and improvements by the company of machinery, equipment, fixtures, and other items of tangible personal property, and entering into a straight lease transaction pursuant to which the agency will retain a leasehold interest in the facility for a period of time and sublease such interest in the facility back to the company, all pursuant to Title I of Article 18-A of the General Municipal Law of the State of New York, Chapter 862 of the laws of 1971 of the state of New York as amended. The agency may be providing financial assistance with respect to the project in the form of sales tax exemptions related to the construction and equipping of the project facility, a mortgage recording tax exemption on qualifying mortgages, and a payment in lieu of taxes, which are consistent with the policies of the agency, including the agency's policy on deviations. Should other financial assistance be requested, it shall be consistent with the policies of the agency. A representative of the agency will be in attendance at the above stated time and place to hear and accept written comments from all persons with views in favor of or opposed to the granting of financial assistance contemplated by the agency or the location or nature of the facility. The application of the company is available for public inspection during normal business hours at the offices of the agency located at 5 Warren Street, Glens Falls, New York, 12801. Minutes of the hearing will be made available to all necessary parties.
Thank you so much, Ally. I consider it a good omen that the church bells were ringing in the background. First half of that.
Sounded very nice.
Well done maintaining your focus. All right, I'll turn it over to Chuck to go through the application.
Okay, let's turn it over to the applicant to describe the project and then I'll go into the incentives.
So the applicants have acquired the property and received approval from the Glens Falls Planning Board for the renovation and construction as described in the public notice. They're receiving financing from Arrow Bank and they're ready to get started with the project subject to
Okay, and it's a $3.4 million project rounding.
yes.
Yeah. Do you want to describe the project a little bit about the renovation and the new building and parking and things like that?
Yeah.
So we're doing
renovation building. 2-bedroom to new construction, which will be addition to the existing building, which will be 2 more 2-bedroom units. And then on the backside of the property will be 6 3-bedroom townhouses. The townhouses will have parking right in they'll have a garage and then 2 spaces in front, and there will be a parking lot in the back corner of the
That's for the other tenants. Good. And you're anticipating starting construction as soon as you close at the bank?
Correct.
Good. And when do you anticipate the project will be completed? Just roughly, just out of curiosity.
18 months.
Okay. So will you do some framing up before the winter, or that might be a little difficult with the new building?
In the perfect world, we'll have it framed up before winter, but
Will you?
yeah,
That's a tight one.
that's a real tight one.
Yeah.
Depends if winter starts in October or January. We never know this anymore.
And are you bringing some subs in?
Yes.
Local subs, I take it? Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about with the project? Have you had people already asking to be tenants?
Yes. We actually have a few that, we have to talk to the city of Glens Falls and just find out the application process. For the first phase, which does have a grant. Yeah, we have people stopping in every once in a while to the job site asking if they can put down security deposits.
Yeah, and as you put in your application, the 6 new units are a 3-bedroom, that's very unique.
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll probably,
We have
They'll
two
probably go
people that have given us their phone numbers for the 3 units already.
great,
They're looking for that.
okay,
Yeah.
so yeah,
That's good for the school district also.
huge, yeah, everything, school district, town, city, yeah. Okay, so, well, let me turn to the finding statement and I'll read off what the proposed incentives are, and then I'll talk about the community benefits. So with the proposed investment incentives, there are 3. The first is property tax incentives in the form of pilot payment in lieu of taxes, or also known as a pilot. The project qualifies for a pilot within the IDA's uniform tax exempt policy. The pilot payments will be for a term of 10 years with a 50% exemption of real property taxes on the value of the improvements for year 1 and 5% annual increase for years 2 through 10 after construction is completed. The pilot may occur in 2 phases because there's 2 buildings. The total payments will be $573,000 rounding over 10 years versus an estimated $790,000 rounding without the investment incentive. The estimated property tax benefit is $217,382 over 10 years. The second incentive is state and county sales tax abatement totaling 7% based on 1,711,000 rounding in purchases subject to sales tax. The estimated benefit is $119,781. The third proposed benefit is mortgage tax abatement of 1% from an estimated mortgage loan of $2 million. The estimated mortgage tax benefit is $20,000. The proposed total gross investment incentives is an estimated $357,162 before fees. The IDA administrative fee is $30,708 for servicing the incentives, including 10-year pilot. The estimated legal fee is $15,000. The estimated total net investment incentive is $454. The net incentives are 9.1% of the total project cost. The applicant has explained that without financial assistance, the project could not be completed as proposed, and that the 6-unit townhouse component is particularly important because larger family-oriented housing units are difficult to find in the local market. The applicant states WWIDA assistance is necessary to complete the full project as intended. And you. Correct. Yeah. Any comments on that? Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. So let me go into benefits. And since we have some time, I will read the entire statement talking about the impact on local housing. The 196 Ridge Street, Glens Falls LLC's proposal to build 12 new housing units will assist with the region's chronic housing shortage. In October 2023, Warren County released the Housing Needs Study and Market Demand Analysis completed by Novographic. It had some concerning observations for the regional economic ecosystem. The study identified the local housing shortage as undermining local economic activity. Quote, there is widespread recognition that there is a county-wide housing shortage, specific gaps referenced by local shareholders, including lack of affordable housing for households with incomes up to 150% of the area median income and below. Single-story structures more appropriate for aging in place, seasonal workforce housing, and year-round workforce housing. Further, there is a fairly widespread recognition that the housing shortage has become sufficiently extreme to now be an economic development and community development issue as well as a housing issue. The study goes on to say the existing housing stock at current prices is considered out of reach for local workforce, young families, and year-round residents. Condominiums and owner-occupied duplexes, townhomes, and other types of missing middle housing structures for year-round occupancy are not common in this market, though this type of design could fill a variety of the supply gaps. For example, higher density structures would be both more affordable, and more appropriate to changing demographics. End quote. Furthermore, the study states, quote, several major employers attribute staffing shortages and attrition to housing shortages. Major employers in the tourism industry have become more involved in housing discussions, and in some instances have started to offer housing as part of their compensation package. Moving on, the study identified the housing shortage problem is magnified by recent higher costs. Quote, the cost of housing development has increased. Material costs increased as a result of supply chain problems and inflation. Labor costs increased due to increase in demand for specialized skills. I won't read the COVID stuff because that's in the past. Also, the study goes on to say land costs have also reportedly increased significantly in the past few years, a trend also attributed to the increase in demand from non-local buyers. The Warren County Planning Department followed with a housing implementation strategy, including establishment of Warren County Housing Task Force, of which WWIDA is a member organization. The task force followed the process illustrated on the next page. Obviously, I can't show that, but I can describe it, where it has 3 phases. First, the assessment of results. Second, matrix development. Third, stakeholder coordination. And third, priority recommendations for development. The task force developed an action matrix including WWIDA investment incentives for housing. The Warren County Housing Implementation Strategy Report, compiled in March 2025, included incentive action illustrated below or within the report. So that's the end of the statement about the housing. Now I'm going to go to a very brief summary that adds 2 other benefits. I'm sorry, make that 3 other benefits. First, we talked about the help with the county housing issue. Second, generate an estimated 30 construction jobs value over 1.4 million. 3, generate construction material sales estimated to be 1.71 million, with 95% sourced from within Warren and Washington counties and 100% sourced within New York State. And the 4th is complement many elements of the Glens Falls 2026 draft comprehensive plan. So there's the quick summary of finding statement, and I'll turn it back over to our chairman.
Great. This is the point where we stare at each other uncomfortably until Kara gives me the nod that we've done our due diligence with time.
Over 14 minutes, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Got about 6 minutes. I think normally about 20 minutes into it. And want to give folks an opportunity to drive here if they're running just a little bit late. I'm sure that we could fully close out this.
Although I don't know if they're gonna find a place to park, but it's pretty crowded out there today.
There was plenty of- For the record, there was plenty of parking. The garage. No. There are plenty of spots out there. So looking forward 5-10 years. You guys have you guys got at least 20 years in the game. Succession planning already? You thinking about that?
Well, they're part of it, right?
No,
Yeah.
We're still going through phase 1.
Yeah,
Well, you do have young kids, if I remember right.
yeah, I have 8 and a 6-year-old at Queensberry School.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 and a 4-year-old. My 4-year-old's birthday is today.
Oh, nice.
My wife's pregnant with another, so I'll have 3 girls.
Congratulations.
We'll have 5.
So you can give them 20,
Potential.
25 years, and more bring
Yeah.
the succession.
Oh, yeah. Already working.
So my wife's company, Hunt Company, is a general contractor here locally in Washington County. Just went through succession planning once I retired from the Navy at the end of 2014 after 20 years, and then we came here and then I joined the company. But I was on the board a few years before that, so we really had a great, my father-in-law had a great plan. Hey, get it into the kids' hands, get me retired, and then get me out of here. Literally, it took us 10 years 5 years of planning before, but 10 years of true planning with both of the advisors of the company and personal advisors. And we got them fully retired now. It was fascinating because as soon as he got his first vacation outside the company, we couldn't reach him if we wanted to. It was mom that took a little bit more time because it was
Oh,
really,
that's how it
she was
is.
in the office, with their kids, and that was, as adult kids, that's the most.
Yeah.
It was hard for her to kind of separate from that, but within time and enough vacations, her too.
That's exactly how ours is.
Yeah.
My dad can't be found. My mom still very much wants to.
Yeah.
She enjoys coming into the office.
Spend time with their kids, it absolutely makes sense, and we've been there, so.
His godmother's just turned 98, and he goes up and has coffee with her every morning. And she has 5 boys, and the Fowls up in Bolton there. They all go there and have coffee. They're all retired. So that's what he does now.
Is your dad still doing some associations? He had a lot of leadership roles.
He's president of New York State Builders Association 3 years ago.
Okay.
For 3 years, and this is his first year off. And he's head of PAC for our area for national builders. But he will retire
Still
from
keep
that
you busy.
at the end of this year, and I think he's looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The 4-hour conference calls for stuff like that gets him going.
Yeah.
In the travel, I think it's 5 or 6 times a year. He's flying somewhere.
Good for him.
But
Yeah.
69 in September, and he's ready to. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he's ready to do something other than.
My father-in-law still rides a motorcycle, and he will go to the Alps and do these motorcycle trips. He's about done. He's like, okay, my body can't handle a lot of this heavier, the more difficult ones in different countries. He did a safari motorcycle ride in Africa.
Wow.
And it's really fascinating. They did Mexico, and then they flew out the next day. Mexico went to hell with what was going on there.
Oh,
So they got lucky there, and
Yeah.
but he's like, okay. My mother-in-law switched to a trike, and so she's enjoying that. That's his extended, but they're both about ready to put that away now.
He won't get a trike? He won't get a trike?
He will not. No, definitely not.
So
You're gonna stop and get a trike.
That's not good for marketing.
Yeah, boys will be boys.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, we met with, we kind of started succession planning maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
Thinking we'd have it all figured out by January of 26, which is now 5 months ago. And we're not even close, so
My wife,
it's a work in progress.
They don't tell you is you gotta have kids starting like at 18 if you wanna.
Yeah.
That's the part they don't tell you,
Yeah.
it's very late.
Yeah,
Look at the math, one of us had to be involved in the company till about 75 in order to make it work for our kids, and we're like, nope.
yeah,
Luckily, my brother-in-law, who's our vice president, they had 4 very early. And so one's joining and putting him in the field, and he's really working his way up in the field first
That's
before we
great.
bring him over. So that would be the succession plan.
Yeah.
We're like, phew.
yeah, I don't know, I don't know what our kids will do. There's one boy out of the 5. I have one son, one daughter, so we'll
you
see.
can't be like a rocket scientist.
We'll see,
He
see
put
what
together,
happens.
2 years ago, he's a big Lego kid, and he
It
did.
used to be,
the
yeah,
Titanic, it was for 18 and up, and he did it at 6 years old, and it's like this long, this high. This is very.
yeah. So who knows? I know our parents
scientists.
pushed us out, and here we are, so.
We
They
had.
didn't really have a plan. They probably wanted us both to do something different, and he never was going to, and it just made sense for us both to.
We had 4 of the kids part-time, one gravitated towards, 2 gravitated away.
Yeah,
It's just gonna work.
yeah,
I can see 2 of the girls, definitely. His daughter and my youngest daughter could be in the construction, could they let a lot of stuff bounce off of them, like the big boys.
yeah,
They're getting educated.
Yes.
yeah.
All right, with that, I'll open the floor to any other comments. Are there any public comments? Ally, do we have anybody from the public online?
We do not.
All right, does anybody wish to speak? Is there anyone that wishes to be heard? Having called 3 times for public comments and hearing none, I will close this public hearing at 12:21. Thank you so much.